Yes, thank you very much, Sankalp Suman, for joining us here on NewsX World, and thank you for bringing your insight. We now move on, and following the meeting between the defence chiefs of the United States and South Korea near the demilitarised zone between North and South Korea, the Defence Minister of North Korea has now condemned the talks and stationing of the USS George Washington aircraft carrier in South Korea, warning that the move heralds the critical access, further escalating tension on the Korean peninsula. This comes days after North Korea carried out yet another ballistic missile test off its coast, further straining ties between the two nations. No Kwang-chol, the North Korean defense minister, put out a statement alleging that the USA and South Korea are conspiring to step up deterrence efforts towards the North and to integrate their nuclear and conventional forces. The South Korean Defense Ministry has now condemned North Korea's missile tests and stated that it is regrettable that the North criticized US-South Korea annual joint drills and the meeting. The South Korean Defense Ministry statement has also urged North Korea to immediately stop acting like that escalates inter-Korean tensions. Okay, now joining us is Dr. Sanjay Kumar. He's a journalist at the Korea Herald. He joins us live from Seoul in South Korea. Thank you very much for joining us, Dr. Kumar. It's always a pleasure to speak to you. North Korea has vowed offensive action following these security talks. What does that exactly mean, Dr. Kumar?
This means that North Korea is practicing. They are using the calibrated messaging that they have been doing since decades. Just after the armistice agreement, which was signed in 1953, they means North Korea has always seen South Korea and US exercises as threat and a means to invade North Korea in long run. This is how they have convinced their elites, the military, and this is how public in North Korea has been informed, galvanized, and we can say that they have capitalized this propaganda or agenda, whatever you can call. And this backlash that we are seeing in the South Korean media as well as among the South Korean people, it is very logical because, when it comes to inter-Korean relations, from South Korean side, they have always been, open to dialogue, and recent administration, President Lee is also very much emphasizing on that. So from South Korea and US, it is nothing new. But if you see the cycle of threats and the cycle of, condemnation from the North side, it is nothing new too. Yeah.
Yes, Dr. Kumar, just very briefly, of course, Seoul and Washington, very close allies. We've spoken about those drills previously. And you've also spoken about the new South Korean President Lee Jae-myung's intentions to thaw relations with the North. How effective has that been, of course, given Seoul's close ties with the US?
This has been little effective. We cannot say it has not been effective, but the recent sanctions that have been imposed by the US side has sent them again a strong signal that if North Korea is not ready to dialogue, then there would be implications, and that this consultation is also one of the aspects of it. It is not new because US ROK alliance remain intact, ironclad, and it is a responsibility of the alliance to have regional stability. But from North Korean side, they have used this as a coercive diplomacy, and that is why they had been using tools such as missile tests and this kind of condemnations and different kinds of propaganda. So this coercive diplomacy must be tackled well from South Korean side, and South Korean people as well as US side is also looking very closely on this.
Yes, Dr. Kumar, thank you very much. Do stay with us as we have further updates coming out of the Korean Peninsula. The US military has also spoken about the North Korean missile tests, saying that the tests have been assessed and pose no threat to the American assets and allies in the region. They have also stated that they are actively consulting with their allies in the region to continuously assess the situation in the Korean Peninsula. Dr. Kumar, the US, of course, has said that these missile tests, these ballistic missile tests that North Korea tested just a few days ago, poses no immediate threat to the United States assets and its allies in the Indo-Pacific. Does that suggest that Pyongyang is testing limits rather than planning confrontation?
Well, Thomas, this should not be seen as testing the limits. I mean, there is no red line so far because they are already on ceasefire. I mean, North and South is on ceasefire, so definitely, North Korea knows that any offense is going to offend the U.S. ROK alliance, and they are much stronger than North if they go into war in unfortunate and hypothetical situation. But there is, of course, a security dilemma kind of thing that they try to impose to the global public as well as the regional level engagement and to disturb the regional level talks in this area. And the recent Russia-China alignment, it leverages North Korea to speak in this language. So it is a very calibrated messaging to just protect their regime, as well as sending and disseminating the information in a way that, look, we are having existential threat. I mean, the US ROK exercises and these consultations, it threatens our existence. So with this kind of rhetoric, they want to utilize it. I mean, North Korea want to utilize it to get the support of their elites and military personals. Yeah.
Dr. Kumar, thank you very much. It's always a pleasure to have you here on the program. Thank you for taking the time. We now move on to our next story, and the Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi has recently met with Georgian Foreign Minister Maka Bocharovsky in Beijing to strengthen their bilateral ties. During the meeting, Wang Yi has stated that China views its relationship with Georgia from a long-term strategic perspective and has expressed readiness to deepen cooperation in trade, connectivity and cultural exchange. It has also called for closer alignment under the Belt and Road Initiative, further inviting Georgia to join the International Organization for Mediation. Reaffirming Georgia's commitment to the One China policy, Foreign Minister has said that the CB also hopes to advance talks on upgrading their existing free trade agreement. Following the talks, both sides have reportedly committed to expanding partnership and cooperation to support global stability and mutual development. The French Finance Ministry has halted the suspension proceedings of the Shine that were initiated 2 days ago. This comes as the Chinese retailer withdrew all illicit products from its platforms. The French government stated that the process to block Shine in France after it found underage resembling adult products and weapons for sale on its site. The same day, the fast fashion retailer opened its first physical shop in a Paris department store. The Finance Ministry said it would suspend Shine's entire website in France, not just a marketplace, if banned products continue to be found for sale. Now, the French consumer watchdog has observed that all the illegal products, including medicines, were no longer available on Shine. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Sébastien Lecornu has asked the situation to be evaluated again next week. And that's a wrap on the